Okay, it is Wednesday. We are going live a little bit early today, and we are back in Planet Zoo. Planet Zoo Day, you guys. Sorry we didn't go a little bit longer yesterday. Wasn't feeling well. My neck was flaring up because the temperature decided to go from the 30s to the 50s in a matter of hours. So, and then it plunged right back down into the very low 40s for nighttime, so it was not a fun day yesterday with that, and the stabbing was causing me to jar my neck even more, so it was not a fun time. So it was time to take a break, reevaluate, and we'll come back to that next week. But today we're going to be hopping back into Planet Zoo. If the zoo loads. There we go. Pause that. Alright, I'm going to need to start like tightening up my habitats here. Alright, when we last left off, we were working on our new food court. We're not quite done the new food court. We're getting there, but we're not quite there. We need to finish decorating the other side here. This is just the hedged archway. I have found it to be a little less aggravating when trying to hedge out around the picnic tables to use this. That's not too bad there. Alright, and then this guy. And it's like less pieces too, so. I don't know if I'll have the computer power to complete this zoo entirely, but we're certainly gonna try. And while I have you, so my goal is to finish landscaping this, and then if we have time, we will start to figure out the size that we need for the cassowaries. One more table. And we will try to figure our placement out on this guy. So a lot more has happened since yesterday. Chaos is reigning supreme. So things might still be a little bit chaotic around here for another week or two, unfortunately. I will try to keep the stream impact to a minimum, but where my mother-in-law is involved, all bets are off. Not a whole lot I can do about that. I need this guy. So we need to figure out how we're gonna connect these guys. Because now there is another issue with another family member, and the mother-in-law might be staying here. So I don't know what's going on yet. Don't have a clue. And her sister might be going up to her other sisters, and I don't know, man. And nobody has given us any updates since yesterday afternoon as to what all they're doing. That's gonna be a bit of a tight spot there. Guess that's not so bad. This is gonna be tricky though. I might have to over the edge of the sidewalk just slightly there in order to make that work. I mean, I'd prefer to be like there, but I don't know. Can we make that work? I mean, that's not terrible. Alright. Yeah, I'll have to be like right over the edge of our walkway here. At least a tiny skosh. Like, as long as I'm not too far over it, I don't think the guests will clip into it. Hopefully. It does need a bit more of an angle to that one. Probably as good as I'm gonna get it, to be perfectly honest. Okay. Now we're gonna get a little bit tricky again here. I think. So I need this to come this way a little bit. Might be as good as I'm gonna get there with this particular shrub. Hedge, I guess. That's not too bad there. Okay. Alright, that one was pretty easy coming into there. Like, this side wasn't too much of a worry. It was kind of all the little, like, curves and stuff. They're gonna make this a bit more complicated. Especially as we come around this section. Slightly too... it's not terrible. It's hard to see a little bit with the shadow of the tree. But I don't know that the flashlight's really gonna help us there. Elbow meet desk, desk meet elbow. They've met each other numerous times before, but they just seem to keep bumping into each other. Alright, and that can come up to there. Okay, so then we're gonna spin this guy. There we go. Let's see a little bit better now. Now you're not always going to be grabbing the same color spinny circle. It really depends on what side of your object is touching the ground. So like these ones I was grabbing the blue circle because this normally stands upright and you walk under it. So you're not always going to be grabbing a specific color to turn it a specific way. Just kind of depends on what way your object is orientated. Okay, I need that, and the colors on the hedges are slightly different. Like, this is a little bit darker. Of course, when I zoom in, then they look the same, but from a slight distance, it's gonna be a slightly different shade of green. Why does that look so much higher? Looks slightly higher. I'm not entirely sure why. I really didn't think it should be. You, my friend, are going to come over here. How do I want to deal with you? On the other side, I just kind of used the wide hedge to connect the two, but I didn't have to use that many. And the gap wasn't all that big. I think here on this side, 1 second. Maybe on this side, we'll use that. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Oh well, we already did it. I forgot I'd already pulled one over. Oh gosh, how do we want to do this? Because no matter what I do here, it might be a bit problematic. Okay, well, say I do that. I guess I would have to, like, really... like, double up there, maybe? Work on getting this guy lined up to the other one first. And we'll figure out the rest of it. So, I mean, if we... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Alright, so if I bring you to, like, there... and then... like, it's not so bad. And the other side's already connected. Okay. Now, you need your umbrellas. I'm not going to put the ones on the other tables yet because we're not done with their hedge fussing. Alright. Okay. This guy, more than likely going to need to bring over here. Do I want it on the corner though? I want it like right here. And we just kind of turn you kind of facing that way. It doesn't give us a whole lot of... Well, no, because we've got the lights coming off of that, so we do have some light there. So never mind. We'll do a full-ass lighting pass in the dark when we get done this section. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to put any exterior lights on these guys. I might not. I'm probably going to need to do some landscape lighting in here. I can't remember if I did the landscape lighting in there. I may have already, and I just don't remember. Last week feels like a lifetime ago. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I want to do the same over here. And Mr. Bean is getting into trouble. Because of course Mr. Bean is getting into trouble. Husband needs to do something in the kitchen, so Mr. Bean's gonna attempt to supervise. Okay, I want to bring some of this our pincushion wildflower. Friends over here. Just to break up a little bit of all the green here. Little pop of color. Okay. Alright. That feels okay. Wasn't I gonna do something here? What was I gonna do? It wasn't another bathroom, was it? Because, I mean, we've got this one here. Do I need another bathroom right there? Shit. I feel like I was gonna do something here and I can't remember what it was. Because that's very empty. Right in that spot. Dang, I can't remember. Well, that's infuriating. What the fuck was I gonna put there? Was I just gonna, like, landscape it? Because that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I've got an information booth here, so I didn't want to necessarily put one here. Oh, excuse me, sorry. What the fuck am I gonna do? I mean, first thought was, oh, ATMs, but I've got an ATM bank here. Is that too far? For one? Is that too much? I gotta put something here. Like, this is too empty. And I mean, we just put the potty in here, so we're gonna have a pot. We've got the potties there. I was gonna put another potty and an info booth here, right? Just to break up all of this screen. And I feel like it's far enough away from that potty. It feels weird to put another potty right here when I've got that one right there. I did set those potties to every month, right? Hold on. Sometimes I do it when I place the potty, and sometimes I don't. I did not. Okay, so that's set. Alright, so maybe we put another ATM block here and some landscaping behind it. This is gonna be walled off back here somewhere. I'm just not sure where my walling is going to happen. I don't know what I'm doing about the elevated pathway. I kind of liked that pathway sitting up like that. But I don't know if it's like too much. If that is complicating things. Like, how am I gonna keep people from falling off the pathway? Maybe we just pretend that they're smart enough to not do something silly. Maybe if we put some hedges there. Alright. I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. You, my friends, are gonna come over to here. And you are gonna sit right on that little spot. And let's see. There. Little bit more, I think. That might have been a little too much. Okay, so you... That's, an awful steepness there. Like, I don't know about that. Let me bring in the other one. I might have to just side connect it. Do I need to try to entertain him for a minute?
No, I've taken care of it.
So, this guy. How do we want to handle you? I guess that's not so bad. And this one... Alright, we're gonna kind of have to put a piece in the middle here. To try to connect the two. But gosh, that just doesn't look right. How much of this is sticking into there? Like if I bring it... It looks so much lower, doesn't it? It's like none of my hedging look like it's the height it's supposed to be. But see, that looks like the height it's supposed to be over that. Maybe it's you. Or maybe none of my hedges are the right height here. Everybody is supposed to be a smidgen higher. I'm beginning to think that my ground is a different height over here. Like, barely noticeable. Alright, what's that look like here from this side? Alright, that's not terrible. Probably make do with that. So where is he now? Like, is he gonna get into trouble?
I think so.
Out there unsupervised? Like, I don't know if you have stuff.
I don't have anything out. He should be. No.
Okay.
No, he can get it too.
I didn't know how you had organized out there right now.
Knuckles. Over here.
Okay, so if we do that, I might have to bring you to there, right? So let me bring you on over. Okay, so let's see what we can make happen here. Alright, so if I put you there, you're gonna need a little bit of us in here. I put you... I mean, if I put you right there... that is going to be a little bit of a different angle than this one. How much more of a different angle, though, is the question. I mean, it's not too bad. Not really. I mean, this guy's a bit pudgy right there. 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, so we need to bring this guy over to here. Bit steep though. That guy needs to get turned a little bit if possible. Might be over a little too far. Okay. I think that might be enough of a small enough of a bump to just look like the way the hedge grows. I mean, it's not going to be 100% spot on. We can do our best, but only do so much there. This is a longer piece of shrubbery. hedgery. Oh, Mr. Hedgepiece, thank you. I thought I had placed it, and I hadn't. Like, I thought that I had clicked hard enough for that to... take its proper positioning. Okay. This guy lined up as best as we can here. This one might have to sit just to the inside edge of the grass. Just to make life a little bit easier. Can that get draped like 2 inches lower? If possible? You don't need to take it down.
No, but that gives it the
Okay.
It didn't work to distract.
Okay. Sorry, it was just all I could see was the sunlight glaring. Okay. One second. His mom just called him. But he walked out of the room, so I don't know what's going on. So we'll get this guy popped into here. Now we're kind of drifting a little more back over the sidewalk by accident. Just kind of the way that's gonna go, it seems. Okay, so my inside hedge line's a little wonky, but it's probably fine. probably. Probably gonna need another staff entrance gate here. That is not quite. Well, maybe it is the angle I want. Okay. So there's that. And this needs to become a staff pathway. Okay. So we don't want the guests wandering up to that and looking confused, because that was normal pathway. And the fence doesn't exactly stop them because there's no, hey, don't walk this way barrier. Alright. Give me 1 minute. I will be right back. Like 5 minutes. Sorry about that. Had to step away for just a minute. Needed to see what the heck was going on. And we don't have an update on his aunt. Which I thought that might have been what his mom was calling about, but all of the stuff that she was like, oh, well, this might be happening, didn't end up happening. Really? Why are we doing it twice? That's rude. Once is enough. Now my computer fans are chugging extra hard and I don't know why. Hello, click the dot, thank you. Alright, well, that takes care of it. Okay. Okay. I didn't get much editing done last night. I'm like too far away from the edge here though. Like that's a little too far for me to be comfortable about there. Okay. There we go. I got a little bit done, but not much because I was in a mood where I'm like, I've got to have something running in the background. And then I got stuck on YouTube Shorts, mindlessly scrolling, and I'm like, I think I got maybe, as bad as my neck was hurting, I think I got, that also wasn't helping, maybe 45 minutes of video edited last night. Not great. I should have had more than that done. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. All right. I take you. To about there. I know I need to come back and get around. See, that's like too far off the path though. It just feels impossibly uneven there. But the hedge does fill in a bit better than the wood circles, the wood pegs. I need like way less of them. Like way less hedges. Hold on. Sorry. Husband yelled from the kitchen. I was like, oh shit. He was in the middle of making Chex Mix for his mom and aunt, and he went to pull it out to stir it and misjudged, and hand didn't want to operate the way it was supposed to, and hit the top of the stove when he was trying to pull it out to stir it, and we now have Chex Mix in the bottom of the oven. I'm like, well, we need to get out of there, right? It's not gonna catch on fire. He goes, no, it's not hot enough to catch on fire. He's like, it'll probably burn though. He's like, I'll deal with it once I'm done. He goes, it'll be fine until I'm done. And then when the oven's cool, he goes, then I'll stick my hand in there to try to get it out. Right, that's a little bit more off than I wanted it to be, but don't think there's a whole lot I can do about that. Alright, close enough, right? Okay, so you and I need to come on over to here. And we need to run this to like there. And just kind of hedge this up a little bit. I want this to turn that way. Okay, and then you. that way. I'm probably gonna have to adjust the one, this guy. There we go, just enough. To where that's not going to be too much of a problem. Right, yeah, that's probably good enough there. Okay. Now, this section doesn't have any landscaping for it at all. Like, I don't want to go too heavy with the landscaping though, because we do have the solar panel there, so we don't want to block too much of the light. So maybe I pop you there. Maybe we pop you like kind of right there. And then this guy, duplicate like to about here-ish. So it's kind of framing the entrance like the other side did. Maybe you, like, I don't want to fully block the panel. Though I guess it will yell at me if I do. Okay. Close that out. Get our umbrellas for those tables. We need our splash of pinky flowers. These are kind of just running amok in here, so they're gonna be kind of growing up into the hedges around the base of the trees. Hopefully I don't have those sticking out from the bushes too far. I'll need to check on that in just a minute. Make sure they're not like infringing on the walkway. Nope, we're good. Okay. Now we need to grab our light pole here. Bring you over this way. And then you can go that way. You, I'm gonna bring like over. That's not so bad. Now I want to set you up. Probably there. Or do I want to be like out like that? Yeah, no, that's probably good enough there. We've got them there. Okay. Now I don't really have any lighting out here. We haven't really finished out here yet, so that one there. Okay, so I've got 2 trash cans there. That one there. One there. Okay. No. Nope. Yep. You're gonna come with me here. Alright, so do I want you... Probably gonna do sort of... something similar. Put you there. And then over here. You facing that way. Okay. No. But that, nope. That one there. And that one there. I know we've got like trash cans everywhere, but I'd rather have more than I need than have trash like everywhere. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'd rather have way too many. Okay. Okay, you going to bring, yes, there. No, that's not quite right. So put that one that way. Okay. It feels like maybe one here. Maybe one there, just so there's something on the way out. Because we know people, right? I've walked past 5 trash cans with this trash in my hand. I'm going to have the lighting from that staff entrance. So I don't know that I'm gonna need like extra lighting right there. And I'm sure we can figure out something over here. Why is that? Okay, that's weird. Okay, so we're gonna have cassowaries here. Maybe somebody wants to sit on the benches over here to eat or have their drink and look at the cassowaries. Although that'd be a really far view of them, in my opinion. Would I be better off with education boards there? Maybe the education boards. Right, where were my last education boards anyway? I don't know. That's okay. There they are. So that's a damn good question. Okay. And of course I need to swap out what we have on these guys. Maybe we'll do that. And that. So overpopulation, no, deforestation and land sharing versus the other. And then here. So then maybe that. And that. Oh, that was attached to somebody's building. Oops, so daisy. My bad. Oh boy, that's gonna be... Let's just split that from whatever it attached itself to. Yeah, okay. So, there's that. We're gonna need some sort of lighting over here. Okay. So is that fairly... Does that make the food court done now? Maybe. Well, done. I still have to do my work zone over here. So you guys are gonna take your break back there. Cassowary keepers will take their break here. The vet staff for these guys is gonna be here. Possibly the crocodiles too. I don't think we need vet for these guys. Just the keepers, and those two keepers can take their break there. Okay. I don't know that I hired staff to take care of this bathroom yet. Alright, I'm gonna take the lighting down. to nighttime so that we can see how the lighting looks over here. So there's going to be a brief flash and we'll be good to go. So if you are sensitive to that, you're going to want to look away in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we are in night mode. I did not do the landscaping in there yet. I wasn't certain I had. Or if I did, it's not really illuminating much. At least not on this side. No, I guess I only did the neon lights. The area in with all the hedges seems to look, oh, yeah, no, seems to look bright enough between the lampposts and the lights I have buried in the ground under the trees, so that looks fine there. And then we have our little lights at the tables themselves. They're not very bright, but that's fine. I don't want to blind people when they go to sit down. Not that we're going to have that much action in the park during nighttime, but just to see that we are okay enough there. Yeah, I mean, it's a little dark right here, but I think we're fine. Okay. That's all well and good now. Okay. So now we need to... we kind of need to facade this stuff, but I also kind of need to figure out how we're doing the cassowaries. Alright, so I'm going to bring this up to daytime. There's going to be another flash. The flash from night to day is a little bit harsher. So again, if you're sensitive, you're going to want to look away in 3, 2, 1. Okay. At least I find it harsher, I'll put it that way. Alright, so cassowaries. If we are doing... What are we gonna do? We were gonna do 2, right? Everything okay? Did she come in yet, or...?
No. Oh, your mom? I don't know. I'll take care of that.
Well, I mean, if you need to run out there, maybe you should leave him where he's at for right now.
That was my plan.
Right, usually they're solo, but you can do 1 male, 1 female, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, don't think I'm gonna need to add a chiller in here. Alright, so like 6 foot. Okay, I always get this wrong. With the greater than, less than symbol.
The open mouth aims at the highest expected.
Okay, so the fence says grade 2, so it would be less than 6 feet? Or is that meaning it needs to be...
It needs to be greater than 5.94 feet. So at least 6 feet.
Okay. Okay, so... we need like 5,500 to 6,000 feet. Square foot. Surface area, minimum. The 5.3. And then we don't have a climbing requirement. We don't have a water requirement. Oof, okay. Construction. Alright, I don't know that we ever decided what we wanted to do for the construction walls here. Or for our boundary walls. You can just go to barriers and choose one of those if you want. If you do your own, then when you do your barrier, you have to do null. That's all. So it's invisible. But you can totally do a custom. Now we could go with like the stick and log barrier. We use that on somebody. I think we use that for like the anteaters and maybe the alligators. I don't know if I want that on these guys. I mean, it would make you feel more in the woods. But I kind of want to go with, excuse me, maybe some stone. Just because these guys feel a little prehistoric to me. Oh, we're being a lazy... What? Suzu!
Suzu, no eggy?
Oh, I thought you had bacon. I'm not as concerned now.
Yeah, not this.
I thought it was bacon. I'm like, the boy turned down bacon? That's not right. Okay, so... Okay, we can go... maybe 3 open windows. You want more than 3 though. I mean, we could kind of fit that many. Do that. I can take this guy. One, 2, 4, 5. I can put in the hard shelter on this side. And put the staff entrance on that side. This, I don't know if this is probably too big. To be perfectly honest. And like you can tweak the angles if you split it from the build itself and all, and get a little extra fancy with it. Don't know that I need to get extra fancy with it though. Let's see. Where do I want? Yeah, like we can do the hard shelter down this end, right? I think I might be able to get the doorway there. Okay. So you kind of have to... I guess you don't have to. I try to be just to the outside. Of my fence here, just so there's no real issues here. I mean, I suppose you could like sink it into the wall if you really wanted to. I mean, don't take my word for it. I'm not that good at building habitats. I'm much better in the other things. This is not one of my strengths. I try. And there's people that build much more beautiful habitats than I. Nope, back that up. Take... What? What do you mean obstructed? There we go. Okay, so now I need a gate. There's a glass habitat, gate door, a wooden, or your standard. I think I'm just gonna grab the standard here. Well, it doesn't quite fit into the wall. We can build something around it if you really want to. Or you can come back into here and hit edit barrier. We still got a little bit of a gappy gap. there at the top. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna build something out around it to frame it out. It's probably gonna be the easiest thing to do. Fix. What is incomplete? What is wrong with it? Huh? I'm confused. Okay. Habitat is incomplete. That appears to be... Oh, what the heck happened here? Okay. Oh, so we lost part of the wall. Okay, that was weird. 1, 2, 3. Oh god, we are way bigger than we need to be. Way bigger. Shit. Well... I mean, we could knock off a sectional wall here, maybe. These things are not that huge. But we also don't have any plants or anything in there, so the space is going to come down. Alright, let's leave it like it is for now. Props. That's Alright, I need... Do we want this one, or do we want... I prefer this one. And we're gonna make that black. Flip that guy upwards. And right now I'm just going to like connect these guys. I love how it makes the chain link noise when it's technically not chain link. Alright, one more. Okay. So now I can grab 2, 3, 4, nope. 5. And we Oh no. Dang it. 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't want to duplicate. Was what the issue there was. Not sure if this should be glass or not, but we are gonna go with that. Okay. Now, over here. We need... grab... this stuff. Do I want it to be... I don't think it needs to be... like all that. Large. Of an opening here. Right, like that's probably good enough for hard shelter, right? Okay, we do need to figure out what we want to roof that in. Because not all the roof styles come in all of the shapes, which I do find fascinating. Like if you're gonna offer a curved wall option, you should have a fair selection of curved roof pieces, in my opinion. Not like my opinion really counts for much, but... Like, this is kind of huge. Like, that's... 4 meter, that's way too big. 6. Oh, goodness, these buildings are huge. Like, it's not bad. It's not the right color. We would have to... I don't know, it's an option. I mean, we could go with the thatch. You can kind of gray the thatch down. That's a little... Yeah, I'm not liking that so much. It's not terrible. Like, I can live with that. That's not so bad. Okay, so... bedding. Well, it looks like we can do either. Just do like a mixture. Oh, except this is like kind of sitting on top and like floating. So that's not super helpful. Okay. Alright, I need to build out this before we get out of build mode. So this, I'm gonna make that seam gray. Color here. Gotta flip up. Just for like a little extra. Oh, okay, it goes through the wall. Perfect. Or This. Oh. Ew. Alright. Shit. I don't wanna. That's gonna be weird. That is gonna flicker to high heaven. What do you need?
I just need my.
Alright, sorry about that. See, there's that. Yeah. This is like a little too. That is a pain because it's just so much of a sliver over. Alright. That's probably good enough. Okay. Now. Let me tab out of that. This needs to go away for right now. Okay, so where do we want to put our sign? Do we want the sign attached to the wall? Or do we want to... What are you doing? No, go. Doggies, go lay down. Everybody's being dumb. Or do we want it like here? If I put a signboard border on it, will that hit the wall? Put it like right here. Maybe not. We might be okay. Alright, and then we'll put you over here. Okay, so that's not too bad. I mean, that one is a little bit further, but it should be fine. Alright, I need a donation bucket. there. One there. Okay. Now, I still need to put in my talk point. How do I want to do the talk point over here? Not entirely certain. Oh, I was gonna do a wall and have that enclosed. That's what I was gonna do. Sorry, I was thinking about how I was gonna do the display. If don't think that's quite what I want to do. Number one, it's in the middle of the pathway, but let me come back over here. I need to come and check out the boars for a second. Okay, so how did I... Okay, I just did like a short little fence there. And then we just kind of built something out. Okay. Can't remember how I did it. Like it's been a hot minute since we've been over there, so okay. This... No. That. Let's go there. Okay, so this one doesn't have a fancy topper to it. Okay, that is fine. Okay, you all are gonna get split. Did I just say duplicate? No. It's gonna be like, damn it. Child, get your shit together. Okay. So if I put that there. Okay. Now into columns. Not as thick as I would like that to be. Can't you ever just behave? Alright. 4. Why you gotta be all crooked? Like, that's not... Thank you. What I am looking for. And then I go and do that. Don't know if I need to go 6 here or not. Okay, so this climbing off. And I'm probably gonna go with the gray here. Okay, so now that is the 4. 4 is not quite long enough. 6 is gonna be like way too much though. Although, like, it would hang over a bit. Part of me's like, well, if it's gonna hang over, maybe we hang it over this side where it's not as noticeable to the guests. I mean, it's either that or we have to do 2 pieces. It's that or we do the 4. And then I guess the 1. No, 1 would not be. So then the next one is this. but we sink it in enough. I guess we could do that. One, two, three. So then that needs to... down to there. We are still touching there. So then I guess this would kind of need to be somewhat in the middle there. And then maybe there. These are the same color of wood. Why are they different? That's infuriating. What the heck is beeping? Hold on a second. Sorry, we had a delivery. The last remaining bits of Christmas stuff. Sorry about that. I don't like to leave stuff sitting on the porch if it doesn't need to be. We're on a fairly busy road, so I don't think we'd have any porch pirates, but if I'm here, I might as well grab the stuff anyway. Is that a gap that I'm seeing in there? No. Okay. Good enough there. Alright, so now we need to... was it a wall hanging or... I think it was like something similar to this. So like, well, there's gonna be a slight gap. We can still totally make that a viewing shade. Okay. So,
Take mute for a second.
okay, sorry, husband had to tell me some stuff that was going on. So, I don't... Oh, goodness. Why? Now there's a cat hairball on the bed. Great. Yeah, that's all gotta get washed now. I'm not a fan of that showing. Why? Did we get all of the colors? It wasn't showing on the other one, right? Huh. Am I using the same one? Maybe I'm not using the same one. No, it's showing. Alright, okay, what if we... rotate it? Alright, well I guess if it's rotated... it's not as... super... obvious. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Nope. There we go. Seriously? Anything for things to be more difficult. Alright, so you need to go to there. But then you're kind of showing there. Oh, that's interesting. Hello, Ari, how you doing? Hope everything is doing okay for you. So I might have to do it like this way. Maybe something was showing on the other one that I didn't catch. It's doing, that's for sure. Oh boy. I know that one. I know that one well. Chaos is reigning supreme over here. It's been nothing but chaos since a family emergency on Monday. Russell's extended side of the family. And it has just been non-stop stuff since then. It's just my sanity is screaming from the rooftops. And my brain just keeps trying to chant, just one more day, just one more day, just one more day. And then something happens in the afternoon and everything goes to shit again. It's been those couple of days where all I want to do is like break stuff just to try to make me feel better. Not really a wise decision, and I haven't done it because then I have to replace the things that I've broken, but it doesn't change the fact that I really want to. I am going to lower these guys a little bit more. I feel like they're just a little too tall. That's better. I need a talking point. I still have to do my my work roster. Not forget, I still need to do that. Why are there two of... Okay. I guess you're doing roaming talks when you have time. That's fine. Whatever. Didn't think I had scheduled two different people at the same time to be talking over there, but okay. Sure. Oh my goodness, the craziness of getting ready for Christmas on top of everything else that's been going on. Barely in the middle, I think. So how's your weather? Have you had weather craziness on top of it? Alright, that needs to be unassigned for right now. Okay. Now I need to... Indeed. Oh, bother. How am I gonna do this? Because if I put that there... Well... That might be okay. Potentially. I don't see a gap, and you're not poking through there. I can work with that. I can work with that. Sure, no problem. Okay, so we've put in, we scrapped, I can't remember when last time you were here. We scrapped the gondola idea for now. I got the station kind of working, and we were originally going to put the other station here. But then I started laying the track, and the track just felt so gross. It was big, it was clunky, it cluttered the skyline above the park, and I just hated it. I tried to do a monorail instead. I hated that too. It just... I did not like the way it made the top of the park feel. So I'm like, nah, this feels icky. So I got mad at myself and got mad at that. Ripped out all of it out. Decided to put in a bathroom here. Well, we were going to have a bathroom of some description over here anyway. For people getting off the monorail. Or the gondolas. But I went ahead, did that anyhow. And decided, well... let's put a food court in here, because this is just like a little pastry snacky snack. And we do have the restaurant back there. We have like two options in the bat caves, but I was like, let's do something here. We added the access gate on the perimeter of the zoo for the sea animal deliveries and stuff. I haven't finished back of the house here yet. It's still in our planning stages, kind of. Tentatively, this is how I have things set up. And we started planning out where the sea animals were going to go. And of course the ads start. So it's kind of where we're at the moment. Okay. Oh, okay, good. All right. I wasn't sure. Some people have turbo, some people don't. So some people have ad blockers. I wasn't sure. So that's why I kind of stopped talking. So I was like, oh shit, I'm in the middle of explaining something and ads. But no, that's fine. So, this is going to be cassowaries. I don't know if I like that placement. I want you to be a little bit more buried into the fence post there. Oh, what the hell? I'll bring you up to there. All right. So this is going to be cassowaries. So I made their enclosure way too big for 2 of them. It's like double the size I need. But once I get like some rocks and stuff in there, we put the shelter and it might not be as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. So we've got cassowaries here. I did a raised up platform here. We're going to do the centipedes here. I don't know what's going here. This is empty and it's bugging me. I would love for us to have like some interaction stations like we did in Zoo Tycoon. Like face painting or like a photo thing or something. I would love to have a little something here. A face painting stand would be great here. Or like a popcorn cart, something along those lines I think would fit really well there. We don't have them in Planet Zoo as of now. Who knows, maybe we'll get something in Planet Zoo 2. One can hope, but right now we don't. I'm not sure I'm gonna put here. I might just end up landscaping it out. But I'm gonna have a raised walkway up to here for the centipedes. I'm going to put a bathroom and an information booth in here just to break up this section. This will get walled off. Did you get the checks out of the oven yet?
Yeah. I actually got that before I...
No. The pieces in the bottom of the oven.
Yeah, I got that before I finished, actually.
Okay. We're going to do the cockroaches here. I wasn't originally going to put them in, but I needed to put something here because it was too empty. And since I'm going to have the cat house here, I figured, you know, might as well. And then cat house might actually get slid back over this way. We'll have to see about that. Actually, it might be better to have it lined up in here if I have the room. Because now that I know the size that this is, I'll be able to bring the pathway back this way. And this was just a tentative idea. Don't know if it's going to work out. Maybe we do a little river boat ride back here for the crocodiles. Maybe. And like maybe do an above walkway over top of them. Maybe. We'll have to see about that. It's still in the can I get away with this stages. It depends on what all I still need to fit in here and how far out the crocodiles need to be, but I was thinking maybe a walkway to here. Maybe we curve it out to here. Cats might have to stay where they're at. Maybe we bump out some. We bring like the crocodile. What was that?
Oh, sorry.
Oh. I didn't think you had anything on your desk that sounded that heavy. Maybe we like bring the crocodiles out to here. Maybe we like bring the walkway like this way and up and over. Maybe we have the... Just a minute. Sorry, the mother-in-law's being even more of... I'm trying to figure out how to word this nicely because they had one of Russell's cousins that he didn't really have a relationship with and hadn't seen him in over 20 years. Probably closer to 25 years. Passed away on Monday. They were driving to work. They had a heart attack and crashed their car and didn't make it. So the mother-in-law and her sister were supposed to leave today. That's not happening now. This cousin's mother, one of Russell's aunts, is now in the hospital as well because they're worried about her heart enzymes and they think she might be about to have a heart attack herself. Then they didn't know how long they were staying. His aunt that's traveling with his mom in the RV, 2 of her sons were coming down, but I didn't know if they'd even planned a memorial yet because they were going to cremate him. And those 2 kids were going to stay with adult children, mind you. We're going to stay with another sister that's in Missouri. And I'm like, why are they staying an hour away? Everything's happening down here. And then I thought that they were going to be trying to get them to stay here in his mom's room. I'm like, no. This isn't going to work. Why can't they just get a hotel? And so when they were going to be staying with another sister in Missouri, then the aunt that actually owns the RV was going to take that up to Missouri so she could see her kids that she just saw all summer up until like 2 months ago when they left New Hampshire. And then his mom was going to stay in the house with us because something weird's going on and she didn't want to be up there. But now those 2 kids are getting a hotel in Fayetteville, so now they're not taking the RV anywhere. And Russell wasn't going to go to the memorial or viewing or whatever it was going to be because he doesn't really have a relationship with this person and he didn't want to be in his aunt's face because they don't get along. The aunt of the mother of the person that passed away, and now she's still in the hospital, I think. I don't know if she's getting out for that. And now his mom has him going to the viewing when he didn't want to go, saying, oh, it'll help. Help who? Who will it help? I'm confused. Russell and I are not on the same thinking spectrum of other people, and I actually think it's more disrespectful to show up when you haven't really had a relationship with somebody, but now he has to go to that. I said, am I expected to go? He goes, no. I think I met the person once. I feel awkward going to things where I know people. I don't know this person at all. He's like, no. He goes, and I said, make sure you take your own car. He goes, oh yes, I am taking my car. I'm going to get in, and walk out. He's like, I am not staying. I was like, okay. Like, I don't know who it's supposed to help. Because nobody's seen you at a family function in forever. But his mom's being a little more needy, I guess is the best way I can put that, the past couple of days. And she suddenly decided that she needs help setting up her portal with her doctor's office so she can check on her stuff when she needs to or something. And I'm just like, why is she doing this now? But he has to go and help her do that. We had to have stuff taken out of his mom's name and put in his name a couple of days ago, and it's just been a whole ass lot the past couple of days. Like, not even, like, even before the family emergency happened, and I'm just at my limit of dealing with all of them. And I'm just staying away from his mom. He requested me to because we get on each other's nerves and piss each other off at this point. And it's just better that way. So I'm actually kind of relieved that the RV owning aunt isn't taking the RV anywhere. Because it's like, it's kind of hard for me to avoid her if she's staying in the house. Like, how is this going to work? Like, I need to be out in the kitchen and making food and then be expected to feed her while she's here if she's in the house. I'm like, this is a lot to be asking of me. But, oh, that's a super not so great angle. I mean, it's back of the house, so it's not as much of a concern, but... Alright, we'll put some cassowary friendly stuff up here. So it's been a lot, and this has just been in the past like 2 weeks. It's been a lot. My brain is just shot. I'm tired. On top of the other day-to-day nonsense. That life has had to throw at us. I really, 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 really wish it was April. So that we could take our, like, 3-day vacation. Our vacation keeps getting shorter and shorter. It was gonna be 4 days in Fort Myers, and now it's 3 days. I need a mental vacation so bad. I need to not be here. You used to live in Sarasota. Nice. I wanted to go to... Okay, well, originally we were supposed to go to Orlando. In the middle of November. You almost went to FGCU in Fort Myers? Interesting. I've never been to Fort Myers, so it was going to be... I wanted to go to the beach to go seashelling, and one of the vloggers that I watch finds some pretty decent shells at Fort Myers Beach. So I was like, well, let's do that. We were originally supposed to go to Orlando in the middle of November. However, life lifed. His mom couldn't pay the house bills for a couple of months because she needed to put money on a different card so that they could travel around. And then they didn't end up traveling around as much as they thought they were going to. And ended up having to use the house line of credit to replace a hot water heater in the RV. And then because they spent the money on that, his mom's like, oh, well, fuck it. I'm just going to spend the rest of the house line of credit while we're traveling. And blew a bunch of money unnecessarily while they were out traveling. So because of that, and because the one doggo had been super picky about what he was going to eat, and we had to spend more money than we wanted to on trying to find food that he would eat, because apparently it turns out he was sick or something and we didn't realize it. Or he was just going through a phase, I don't really know. We had to push the April trip, or the November trip, to April, and the whole point of going in November was so that I could see the Christmas lights at SeaWorld. That's one of the things I wanted to do. But that didn't happen because we had to push the November trip back, and we're trying to go so that my mom, like, there's certain times of the year that we can only go so my mom can see her sister that's down there. Let's see, the beach is meh. You should drive up to Sarasota and go to Siesta Key Beach. It's like a 30-minute drive maybe. How not to adult. It sounds like someone is a child in an adult's body and doesn't understand. Yeah, no, it totally is. She can throw a temper tantrum like a 5-year-old if we don't do exactly what she wants. So it's a very toxic situation, but we can't cut her out because it's her house that we are currently living in, and she's paying the majority. Well, she's paying the electric bill and the gas bill. We're paying the internet bill and the water bill between us and my mom right now, plus all of the other bills and keeping the house functioning. Like we had to replace the hot water heater. We had to pay for that ourselves. We had to replace a stove twice within the matter of 2 years because technology was being stupid, and like just one thing after another. So we can only go to Florida at certain times because my aunt that's in Florida that my mom wants to see is only there during the winter. Well, no, let me rephrase that. She's there from like September to the beginning of December, and then from like January to the beginning of June. They go back up to New Jersey where the rest of the family is for December for Christmas. And she was gonna stay with that sister of hers and see my brother and, well, half brother, and the husband and I were gonna be like, okay, you're gonna have my mom for a few days, we're gonna fuck off then. And we were originally gonna go to the Cape Coral Zoo, because we've been to the Tampa Zoo, and my brother and that particular aunt live around the Tampa area, just outside Tampa, maybe like 20 minutes north of Tampa-ish area. So we were gonna fuck off down to the beach. I wanted to go to Lover's Key State Park originally, and we still might do that. It depends on what we find, because we're staying at Fort Myers Beach. We're staying right before you get in, like right before you cross the bridge, I think. There's a Hampton Inn there. We want to check out the there's a little tiny cafe across the street from one of the hotels that we want to go to because it looks like it has food that we'll eat that's not too terribly expensive. So we're gonna stay down in that area, but we might go down to Lover's Key for the day, maybe, because I don't think I want to do 3 days at Fort Myers Beach. He's got a metal detector that he picked up real super cheap that he wants to try out, and I was just kind of looking for seashells. Like, we're not going to be like sitting on the beach the entire time. And there's a flea market in Fort Myers that we want to check out. But they're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which kind of sucks, but I forget what it's called. But we want to check that out. I'm on the hunt for flamingo stuff. It's hard to find flamingo stuff up here. That shouldn't be clippy. I don't know that I'll find anything at the flea market, but it seemed cool. It's a big indoor flea market. Can't remember for the life of me what it's called, though. And then we were gonna go maybe miniature golfing. So we were gonna get into Fort Myers one day. It's only like a 4-hour drive from where my brother is, though. So we were gonna dick around. The heck is on my desk? Ew. There's something sticky. So we're gonna dick around, at the beach before we check into the hotel, because we're gonna be there well before hotel check-in. So maybe that next day, instead of spending it at Fort Myers Beach, we will go down to Lover's Key. I really wanted to go to Sanibel, but I don't know if we're gonna do that. I don't know what the state of Sanibel Island is right now. Because I know they got hit really hard from Ian. But then again, from what I heard, so did Fort Myers. But I've been seeing posts that Fort Myers is starting to come back. They just finished dredging the beach or whatever, or dredging, and they added more sand to the beach up in Fort Myers. Damn it! Grab the right thing! So, I don't know. It was something that we're like, we can probably afford that. We were originally going to stay at Doubletree in Fort Myers proper. But this was closer to where we were going to be. So we decided to do that. I don't know. It might change again. Really? I fixed you. Why are you being dumb? I totally fixed you. I spent one day fussing with you. Here we go again. Gonna be like the road on the other side where every time I touch something you could see the lines in it. Damn it. That's aggravating. Yeah, so his mom spent a bunch of money she shouldn't have. Then the aunt paid back the money that they borrowed for the hot water heater. It's like, oh, now you can use it to go on your trip in November. And we're like, no, that's house money. That is house emergency fund money. We're not spending that to go on a trip. If we can't afford the trip without that, then we can't afford the trip. Like, we need that money in case something drastically goes wrong with the house. And we have to fix it in an emergency. And she's like, okay, well, we won't touch it. And then his mom touched it. Next month. And she spent all of what they repaid. His mom is terrible with money. Absolutely terrible. Yep. Now, fortunately, it's not an insurmountable amount of money, but that's not the point. Fortunately, it wasn't a large line of credit. Thank God. It was only it was $5,000, and that's a lot of money for us. Like that is a lot of money for us. But it's not. It could be worse. It could have been multiple thousands of dollars. Thank God it wasn't that high of a line, because she would have spent all of that as well. I thought they closed it when Russell... Okay. So Russell paid it off a couple of years ago when he got his disability back pay. And I told him, close it. We don't need this hanging over our heads. We need to close it. And he agreed. He goes, yes, we're going to go to the bank and we're going to close it. It's like, okay. Because if your mom knows it's there, she's going to spend it again. Because his mom's able to pull from it. He's not, for some reason. I don't know if he accidentally signed something saying he didn't need to be a signer on that or what. Which was a mistake, and at the time I don't think he thought much about it or thought she wasn't as bad with money at that point. But I know he had to co-sign for her to get it. We can't even pay anything on that unless a particular bank officer is at the bank, because his name is technically nowhere on it for him to be even able to pay back without her being here. She's on it. He's also on the deed. So I don't understand why he's not on there unless he signed something saying he didn't need to be or didn't want to be, which was definitely a mistake. Because we can't even pay anything on it when she's not here. Or a particular bank officer is there, I guess, who was familiar with him. Because technically he shouldn't have access to it at all, according to them. And I'm like, yo, yo, yo. He fucking had to sign for it so she could even get it to begin with. It was for $5,000. That's all they would give her. It's against this house. He's on the deed and his mom is on the deed. I think something weird happened with that, but like, whatever. But they went to the bank. They thought it had been closed. His mom thought it had been closed. I did not realize it had never been closed until maybe 8 or 9 months later. She's not been here, so we've had to open her mail. And I wasn't really opening her mail all that much unless it looked like a bill. And every so often we kept getting this thing from the bank, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And Russell's like, oh, it's probably just this or whatever involving one of her credit cards. And I'm like, okay. He goes, it's probably nothing. I opened it because the curiosity got the better of me eventually. Come to find out, no, it was a statement for the house line of credit. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, Russell, I thought you fucking closed this. He goes, we did. I'm like, apparently not. If you closed it, we wouldn't be getting the statement for it. He was very confused. And he's like, oh shit. He's like, I thought we told them to close this. I thought you told them to close it as well. Apparently his mom thought it was closed. Because she hadn't been touching it. Well, then she realized the house line of credit was open. Still. And just started spending like crazy. So. Now we have to fix that mess before we can sell the house. Or it's going to come out of the cost or the price that we get for the house if it doesn't get paid off before then. And it probably won't be paid off before then. Because she's not really been paying into it. They've been taking the interest out, but... Did you get that mess sorted?
So, I installed the new CO2 alarm that my aunt got.
Oh, she did get one?
Yeah, she did get one. She got a combination fire and CO2 alarm.
Okay, has it been going off anymore?
No, it hasn't.
So then why did she want a new one installed then if the old one was still working?
To cover her ass. And the other one, the one that I was tinkering with previously was a propane tester. Not a fire alarm.
Okay.
But she got the CO2 thing to cover her ass because the old one didn't do CO2, it just did smoke.
Okay.
So did that, and then I can't set my mother up for the medical portal because it's not recognizing her name and date of birth.
The fuck?
And you can't even, like, talk to help without name and date of birth. So, yeah, she's SOL on that for now.
Why is it not correct?
Don't know.
Who does she talk to about that? The doctor's office? Like, if they won't talk to you, how do you fix it?
I have no idea. If I recall, we had that problem with your dad. They tried to get him on that, and
I mean, she hasn't had it in all this time. Does she really need it now? It's not like she's gonna be here anyway.
She wanted to see her results from her doctor's visit. Because she's being a little weird about her health right now, for obvious reasons.
Uh-huh.
And, so she wanted to see it before it's going to arrive. I told her I'll just scan it when it shows up.
Scan it?
Yeah. It'll be okay.
What do you mean scan it?
Either with the camera or with the scanner.
Oh, just take a photo.
Either one.
Like, I didn't know why it specifically had to be scanned. But yeah, no, life has just been crazy. It's pretty much been non-stop since October. With something going on. Maybe September. Honestly. Because they got stuck in New York with the RV. For a while. Like almost... Was it 3 weeks? It was 2 to 3 weeks because a part went bad on the RV, some kind of ball bearing or something that they used to level the damn thing, and then they had to order it, and then they couldn't do the work right away because the weather was bad or something, and they had to do it outside. It was a whole fiasco. I don't know if I really needed that wide there, but we don't have a large hedge option, like a thick boy option. Okay. I'm just putting the hedging in along the walkways back here, because you could see them from up here, kind of. So yeah, at least that's a little bit cleaner there. I kind of got sidetracked. I need this. Oh! My mulch is escaping. I miss it. There we go. Can't have the mulch escaping. That's not good. Now, I haven't put the cassowaries in here yet. Not quite ready for them just yet. I want to get the outside of this to where I'm happy with it before the people start coming on over, and then I have to deal with people being in the way. I still have guests in the park. I haven't completely emptied it. Keep it's being a nut job. And meowing either at the Christmas tree or the wall again. Come on. Please, please. But we'll see. So we're gonna go down, drop my mom off in April. Have a couple of days on our own to try to decompress as much as we can. And then we'll be back. We'll probably be gone for like 10 days, but the mother-in-law is going to be here watching the house and the animals. As we hopefully can make the drive in 2 days again. We did it last time in 2 days. I think we had a little more daylight to work with then, but hopefully if we can keep my mom's smoke breaks to a minimum, it should be a little bit easier. Because whenever we have to stop for her to smoke, it was like costing us like almost a half an hour in time for her to go pee and then smoke. And Russell and I can go a little bit longer without having to stop to pee. And we don't smoke, so it would be quick stretch of the legs, pee, and get back in the car or get gas. But fortunately, most of the time my mom falls asleep in the back seat, or at least she did the one time. As long as we can keep her moving. I think we got her a butt cuff the last time, so she could smoke in the back seat. We didn't have to stop as often. But I don't know if she actually used it. She might have only used it like once or twice. We might have to get her a new one for this trip, because I think she used it outside and it's all kinds of gross now. The one time we were tempted, we were really tempted. Because that was before we forcibly reduced the amount of cigarettes that she was smoking a day. So it might be a little bit better this time. Because, the doctor's office was like, no. I don't think I'm going to take that all the way. They're like, you need to cut this down because she has a bunch of scarring on her lungs from secondhand smoke, and she has this horrendous cough now that sounds like she always has bronchitis or pneumonia. From it. And they're like, you need to reduce how much you're smoking, and she wouldn't do it on her own, so we now have control of her cigarettes and portion her out X amount per day. Yeah, my dad had it. She probably does too. They haven't said she does, but I wouldn't be surprised. But she refuses to quit entirely. She was smoking almost... Was it more than a pack a day at one point?
Oh god, yeah.
Like a pack and a half a day or something? We've gotten her down to like 9 a day. She was technically supposed to be down... Technically she's down to 8, but if she walks with us in the morning, she gets an extra one.
We reached the point where priority comes along for getting some exercise over one more cigarette. Also, hello.
That's Ari.
Oh, yes. Okay, sorry. I haven't seen you in a bit.
Yeah, so she is around 8 to 9 a day now. But if we don't use the incentive of, well, you can have an extra cigarette if you walk with us in the morning when we take the dogs to the park. And it's not a very long walk. We're there maybe 15 minutes. Some days 20, depending on how much the dogs are smelling and dicking around. But other mornings, Zuzu's like, let's go. And he's like galloping through the small walking loop that we do, because he's too old and wobbly to do too far. But you know, it makes him happy to go and smell other doggos and pee everywhere, so it's maybe 10 minutes of walking for her depending on how much she stops to drink her coffee. But we're like, no, you gotta... We'll give you the extra if you actually get up off your butt and come walk with us. We were doing a reward system where if she walked with us in the morning, she got like sort of like a toddler sticker chart, to be perfectly honest. Where if she walked with us in the morning, we gave her a sticker, and if however many cigarettes she hadn't smoked by the time at night that we gave her the next ones for tomorrow, she would get a sticker for each one that she had remaining. And then when she got to, what was it, 50 stickers, we would buy her some kind of rooster or chicken or something, knick-knack or sign or whatever, for her room. And that doesn't seem to be working anymore because she's stopped trying to have any extras at the end of the day, and she's actually been coming like an hour early, hour and a half early every night, saying that she needs her new ones because she's smoked herself into a deficit for the next day. Because then she takes 1 to 2 of the ones that we gave her that night and is smoking them before she goes to bed. So I was like, that's all you're getting for the day, so you need to figure it the fuck out. No. She had quit before previously for months. I think she, when she was still in New Jersey, she had quit for like almost 6-7 months, and something happened, and then she started smoking again. No. Well. She's chocolate.
She's not as bad. And when it comes to other things, she's not great, but...
Marginally better. She eats a lot of junk food all day. Because then when I make her dinner, she'll like eat 2/3 of the sides, but then doesn't eat the protein that I give her, and I'm like, you didn't eat. She goes, no, I ate everything else. I said, but you didn't eat this. Did you not like this? You need to tell me if you didn't like this so I can make something different next time. No, it was alright. I said, then don't eat all of the rice. Eat the chicken first and then eat the rice afterwards, mother. Rice is filler. If I make pasta, she's like, well, is there garlic bread? And she'll eat all of the bread and then, like, not eat the pasta. I don't know, how old is she? She's in her 80s. Like, 85?
Yeah.
Ish? Somewhere thereabouts? But, you know, she would smoke herself simple if we let her. So there's that. Don't know. Maybe I should back that up a little bit because I don't know how the pathway's gonna be here. I don't know where I'm gonna cut that in to go towards the crocodiles. Maybe I should back that up. Maybe to the edge of the building, just for now. Just till I figure that out. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. But it's like, hello? But I think a lot of it was I don't care anymore because after my dad passed away, so. And then there'll be family drama going on that she doesn't say anything about, that she gets upset over, that she has no control over whatsoever. There was some stupid shit happening with my half-brother. The one that she was gonna go see, that she was supposed to see last month, but shit didn't work out that way. And, we're trying to get her down there at least this one more time so she can see my brother. While, she can still kind of travel. Hold on one second. Alright, sorry, my mom saw 2 dogs running around outside and didn't know if one was the mother-in-law's sister's dog. But that dog should be in the RV and not loose. And my mom can't see very well at all anymore, so... Don't know if I really trust that it's that. I think one of them out there would have heard the RV door pop open and the dog get out and been screaming at her. But, yeah, my brother was going through some shit, so she was, like, smoking like a fiend, and I'm like, Mom, you have no control over this. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. The amount of smoking that you're doing is not going to change what's going to happen. You need to slow down on the cigarettes. She's like, it's just upsetting. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it's upsetting, but find another way to cope. It was a whole big to-do. I can't get into it here, but nothing ended up coming of it. Because there was nothing to come of it. Somebody made up lies about something. They're probably long gone by now.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, but I went and I checked and the door's shut back there. Everyone's still inside, so she's probably still...
Like, they would have been screaming their heads off at that dog.
Yeah. They're not quiet.
No. No, they are not. Yeah, you can hear them with every single window shut in this house. That doesn't say much for the soundproofing in this house, though, but... So yeah, this is probably going to be the last trip that we're taking for some time. Take her down to see my brother again while she can still kind of travel well enough. And to see her sister. Because they don't really come here and we don't really have space to host anybody. And to be perfectly honest, there's nothing to do here. There's not really a lot of indoorsy stuff to do around here that would keep them occupied. And I don't think my brother can travel anywhere right now with stuff that happened recently. So... And he wouldn't spend money to go anywhere anyway, so... He reminds me of, Scrooge McDuck at times. But then other times he'll just start handing out money and I'm like, okay. Sure. Like, when we took my mom down there to see him for the first time in a few years that he had seen her, we stayed in town with her for a few days. And then we went down to Key West for 3 days and then came back. And he was, like, handing us 50s for spending money, and I'm like, okay. I thought you didn't have any money. And then the last time we dropped my mom off at her sister's for like a week, and we went and had our first vacation alone together. Just the two of us since our honeymoon like 17 years ago. Which was lovely to just be the two of us and only have to worry about the two of us for a while. But since we couldn't go in November, we decided to just stay somewhat closer in April. We don't have the money to go back down to Key West right now. Because it's the end of their high season. And it was pretty expensive down there right now. And even in the end of April. Prices don't start to calm down until June when hurricane season starts. And in June, her sister's going to be going back up to New Jersey. Because when they're in New Jersey, they stay on their boat that they have up there. They end up taking Amtrak up. I think they take the auto train. So they don't have to drive that. I can't really blame them. 95's pretty scary. We've been on a few different interstates, and I will say 95 has been the scariest of them all. People are crazy. I mean, the people around here on the what, like, so Fayetteville, Arkansas, which we don't live in, but we live near it. The Interstate 49 runs right through the city, pretty much. So a lot of traffic on there around specific exits is a lot of local traffic trying to get to that side of the city. People are crazy around that particular area with how they're driving a lot of the time. This way. And we've been on 80 and 40. Been on 81. I did not care for 8. Was it 80 or was it 81? I think it was 80. Well, no, it might have been the transition from 80 to 81 in Nashville. Or 40 to 80. I can't remember. We were in Nashville one time. Trying to go north. Man, there were potholes that were huge that we saw. I was like, oh my god. Like the semi-truck tire went into that, like to the rim, like the bottom rim of the tire. I'm like, oh my god, that's gonna fuck up somebody's car. Why do they not have that lane closed? But the route that we take to Florida's not too bad. No problem. Have a good meeting. Have a good holiday if I don't see you. Parts of 75 aren't too bad. I did not care for the stretch of road between 75 as you come out of Alligator Alley to Florida City. That is some crazy driving. Holy hell. I think there's a section where it's 5 or 6 lanes across. And there's people going from one side to the other without even looking. They're just merging lanes. It doesn't look like they're looking at all. They're just like, figure it out. And I was like, oh my god. What are you doing? That was some crazy shit. It was also kind of concerning at times seeing the signs for the place that you want to go to, but your GPS has you in the express lanes on one of the roads down there, and it's like, I'm seeing the signs for where we're going, but they're way over there. And we're like, no, it's fine. Just stay where we're at. I'm like, okay. Like, we knew we had to get to Florida City, because that was, like, the last town, really, before getting on US 1 for us to go into the Keys. And that section of road was only going to dump out there, so... Okay, nice. Alright, so we did some things today, you guys. We finished out the food court. We did our lighting pass and all. We've got our solar panel there. Everybody should be lit. Over here, between the turbine and this guy. And then that turbine's right there. So everything is covered. Oh, the door's not covered. Oh no, the door's technically covered. I might add an additional solar panel over here. Oh, I didn't do our work roster. Alright, let's do that real quick here. Okay. At least I don't think I did our work roster. Maybe I did. I can do more work than this. I know you can do more work than this. Okay, so we are gonna create a work zone. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is going to be your break room. Yeah, that'll have to do for now. If I end up adding in the information booth over here, then I'll just incorporate that into this work zone, I think. So, cassowary vendors. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so did that put you on cassowary vendors? Yes. Okay. You are not part of that yet. You are gonna go to that. Oh, too far. I know you guys are bored because there's nobody coming over here yet, really. Give it time. I haven't put the cassowaries in yet. I was trying to get this place ready for people to really be over here. They were not quite... there yet. I've never seen people bitch about not having enough to do, although I'm sure they're bored. Okay. I am going to hire... wrong button. I am going to hire 1 and 2. You guys are going to be the breakers. For these guys. Too far, too far. Okay. Now, we need a maintenance worker. Oh, that's right. I was gonna put the ATMs there. I forgot. Yeah. 2. I forgot all about that. Okay, we need a new work zone. That guy. That guy. That habitat needs to be maintenance from time to time. That one's in a work zone. This one isn't. And I'll probably end up adding another solar panel back here. And I need to add in the ATM still, so these guys will be put on that. That will be their break room as well. Cassowary mechanics. Okay. You're gonna be on the cassowary mechanics. Okay. We need 1, 2. Let's go 2 for right now. You have to hit play, or else it doesn't register them as being hired. Okay, so those 2 bathrooms. You don't go into the habitat, but I want you to walk by the habitat. I want you to walk by here. Okay, so this is generally where I want you to be. Okay. So this is gonna be cassowary litter. Alright, and we need... I didn't put the security cameras in. I need to. We need, maybe 2. Right now. I didn't add our vet or our... keeper or our talk educator in yet. Okay, so here, here. There. Have you walk through here. And I'm gonna have you walk down here. When we get the cat house put in, I might add you to the cat house as well. In which case I might add a third one. So, cassowary, security. Okay, so we need some security cameras. Actually, I need to be in facilities. I kind of want to put you there. And then you like right there, because then you can kind of... Oh, I have one right there though. That's fine. And put one over here. Then maybe we'll put you there. Maybe you here. That doesn't really leave us anything back here. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do the big old honking guy. At least I can kind of cover the blind spots over there. Alright, do I need to adjust your work zone? Oh, I didn't put you on a work zone. Thought I had. Apparently I did not. I don't know if I have to click the cameras. doesn't look like it. Okay. Alright, so next week we will see about putting in the cassowaries and doing some more landscaping out here, putting in our sign. And maybe we'll do some back of the house back here. Although it doesn't have to be done next week. I might wait till we get down this way a little bit more. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to move anybody yet. I don't necessarily think I'm going to. I think I can get the back of the crocodiles along this pathway, maybe. Or start to get them in there. I might have to do like a pathway up to them. Maybe add some more keeper's huts back here. So I might actually have to bring in that pathway like this way, because I don't know how the river's going to work. Part of me wanted to have the boat ride coming through the river and just have it fenced off so that they couldn't get through the fencing. Either that or like glass wall it in, but then they wouldn't be able to get to the other side. So that might not work. I might have to do them in front of it. And just make it feel like the river's that they're in the same river. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna approach that yet. But we still need to add in the ATM station here. Forgot I was gonna do that. And we need to landscape around that. We still need to deal with this. But next week, first and foremost, we're going to focus on the cassowaries and finishing them up. And then kind of just going from there, I guess. Still have to put in signs and what have you. We'll get there, and we're getting there. It's just a little bit slow. But all in all, I don't think we did too bad today, all things considered. So, no extra stream this week. I will be back on Sunday with Moonstone Island. We will see how that goes. They gave us more quests now. Now we have to find our missing guys, which I think are on the Shadow Island. We did come across a few of them in the Infinite Dungeon, but not all of them. So, we'll have to see. I don't know if Infinite Dungeon would give us the remaining ones that we still need. But we might be better off just going and hunting for them down there on the Dark Islands. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out. But I hope everybody has a good rest of their week and has a lovely weekend. And until next time, you guys, have a good one.